extra time.
Hit the subscribe option and the bell icon to get all the exclusive sports videos on Extra Time.
Welcome to the preview of South African Safari 2021, the big Boxing Day test match finally on us. And what an important series this is. India has never won a test series in South Africa. Lots riding. Virat Kohli perhaps playing one of the most important series of his entire career. Rahul Dravid making his debut as India's head coach in test matches. Rohit Sharma missing, so additional onus on KL Rahul as vice captain. He and Mayank Agarwal will have to step up in the absence of Rohit Sharma, who played a stellar role in England. The debate whether India should go in with 5 bowlers or whether India should go in with 7 batters has already divided the cricket world. Plenty of talk. South Africa also missing the services of Anrich Nokia, who clearly is one of the stars of their attack. That additional pace of Nokia, 149, 50, 51 kilometers an hour, will be a huge miss for South Africa. So let's try and break it down. If you have to win in South Africa, as Sachin Tendulkar rightly says, you have to the batters, and he explained that on my show Backstage with Boria, the batting has to come good. And he explained, I am not going into the technicalities because I am not equipped to do that. But if you watch that show, Sachin explains in detail. For laymen, it's important that the batting stands up and gets us a 250-300 score. Because even in the last series in South Africa in 2018, if we rewind and watch some of the footage, which I was doing all of last evening, you will be able to see that it was the batting that time and again let India down. The bowlers did a fantastic job. Jasprit Bumrah's debut series, he was excellent. The entire bowling attack, Mohammad Shami, was excellent in that third test match which India won. 124 South Africa, and then that Hashim Amla catch which Hardik Pandya took at short mid, and from there on that transformation, eventually winning that test match. Ajinkya Rahane coming back with that valiant 48 because he was not part of the first 2 test matches. So let's first get to the combination. Is Ajinkya playing or is he not playing? Should he not? If you really delve deep, I think it is going to be very difficult for Ajinkya to get a spot in this Indian team. Shreyas has done enough in that test series against New Zealand to merit a spot. Is India going in with 6? Are they going in with 5? Indications are that they will leave it to the last moment, but they can go in with 5 if you listen to KL Rahul's press conference very closely. If that happens, it's fairly certain that they will have Ashwin and Shardul Thakur to be batting after Rishabh Pant. So the lineup will then be Rahul and Mayank, and obviously then Pujara, Kohli. Number 5 is the question. 6 Pant, 7 Ashwin, 8 Thakur, and then the 3 fast bowlers in Bumrah, Shami, both certainties. The last one is a toss-up between Siraj and Ishant Sharma. If you ask me, I will go in with Mohammad Siraj. He has the zing about him, and again, if I refer to Sachin, he says he will run in all day, Mohammad Siraj. Coming to that number 5 spot, we have 3 options there. We have got Shreyas Iyer, who got a debut 100 against New Zealand, played outstandingly well, got a 50 as well in the second innings. We have got the experienced Ajinkya Rahane, who time and again has done well in the past, but of late, has not been able to do justice to his talent. And number 3, the third option is Hanuma Vihari, who was part of the India A team in South Africa and has scored some very important runs, was able to acclimatize himself, has been there in that country for the last month or so. So this is a really tough call. Who do you go with? If you really ask me to prioritize, I think the choice in this case, however unfortunate it might sound, could well be between Shreyas Iyer and Hanuma Vihari. Because Ajinkya, despite all the pedigree that he has, was outstanding in the last Boxing Day test in Melbourne, has not been the Ajinkya that we know. Someone who's got 100 against New Zealand, Shreyas Iyer, it's going to be very difficult to drop him. And Hanuma Vihari, on the other hand, has been in really good form in South Africa, right? So I think it is between Shreyas Iyer and Hanuma Vihari, with Ajinkya finding it very difficult to get a spot. So that's my choice for number 5. Coming to the bowling, the safer option would have been to go in with 7-4, especially, and this is very, very important, in the absence of Ravi Jadeja. Because Ravi Jadeja adds that extra bit of balance. Having said that, Ravichandran Ashwin no doubt has to be part of this team. Excellent form, think of his battles against Steven Smith and you will know what I'm talking about. And Ashwin for sure will be obsessed with someone who's the top dog in the opposition. He's the world's premier spinner and recently has batted extremely well as well. So if I take Ravichandran Ashwin as a genuine all-rounder, if you see his record, and then plan, you might think that Shardul Thakur, who's been unbelievably good with the bat, both in Australia and in England, can be India's fifth bowler. And if that happens, the rotation, giving a bowler, a faster bowler, a bit of a break, becomes that much easier. So the balance in that bowling attack with 4-1, we understand is easier. Having said that, there is always that debate. Is it a 7-4? Is it a 6-5? India has gone in with a 6-5 over the last 15-20 test matches. It will be important to see what Rahul Dravid and Virat Kohli decide for this particular one. But because of Ashwin and Shardul Thakur's batting ability, there will be a temptation for a 6-5. Only if India wants to be safe will they go in with a 7-4. Maybe they can try that for the first game of the series and then change. But every indication is they might go in with a 6-5. South Africa, without Anrich Nokia, I have to say this. This is India's best chance of winning a series in South Africa. 2018, India came close. We should have won that series, could have won that series. We got South Africa on the mat multiple times. Unfortunately, our batting wasn't able to deliver the goods. Now let's focus on Virat Kohli. Close to 2 years without 100. We've known what has transpired between him and the board. In every sense, Virat Kohli will want to set the record straight, get runs as captain. No debate about the man's ability, the greatest perhaps of our generation. And he will want that 100, want to lead from the front. From whatever we've heard, he's batting like a dream at the nets in South Africa. And Kohli, a fully fit Kohli, fully focused Kohli, will have to be at his best in the absence of Rohit Sharma. Very, very important for Virat Kohli to be able to get that 100, that elusive 100, and then set the match up for India. So one will focus primarily on Virat Kohli, whenever he comes into bat. And South Africa will target him. Somebody like a Kagiso Rabada, for example, will absolutely target Virat Kohli going forward. Another key series for Cheteshwar Pujara. Because except in patches, Cheteshwar Pujara was superb in Australia, those body blows. But thereafter, there is a tad degree of inconsistency in Pujara, just like Rahane, even if you take the England series. So Cheteshwar Pujara has been India's rock for a long, long time. He will also have to get the big runs because without Rohit Sharma, the onus will be, and maybe if Ajinkya Rahane misses out, it will be on Virat Kohli and of course Cheteshwar Pujara. Finally, focus on KL Rahul. Nobody would have imagined even a year earlier that KL Rahul would go into this series as India's vice captain. Now there is additional responsibility. Had an incredible year in white ball cricket, in red ball cricket. Can KL Rahul make this count with the vice captaincy? He has to lead at the top of the order because without Rohit, KL and Mayank hold the key. If you get off to a good start, we know what can happen. In sum, this is our great opportunity of winning a series in South Africa. That's the last of the Sena countries that we need to tick the box in. We've beaten Australia, we've beaten England, we've beaten New Zealand. We have not won a series in South Africa before. Can Kohli even tick that box? Because he's done it in Australia. Can he? He was there in England and we came close. The series will end in 22, but this is a golden opportunity. Fingers crossed for Virat Kohli and his team, and of course, Rahul Dravid as India's head coach.
This is extra time. Extra time.